Good evening, Mr. Gan.
Good evening, Mr. Chin.
Okay, Mr. Gan, is it okay for you to give me your name, your full name, and your background summary?
It'll be my pleasure. But first and foremost, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Background.
As for my background summary, my full name would be Roy Gan Jiaquan, and I am a substitute teacher that has worked in a secondary school in Malacca called St. Francis Institution. That's all.
I see. Okay, now on to your questions. So, in your experience as a substitute teacher, have you ever encountered situations where integrity or ethical standards were challenged, such as favoritism, misreporting, or unfair practices? If so, how did you handle them?
Well, I have definitely faced many of these challenges that are related to integrity and ethical behaviors. However, personally, I think that these challenges are rather of a minor issue. On a daily basis, one of the challenges that we as teachers would always encounter or always heard about is the prefects. They tend to help out their friends by keeping their phones for them and not reporting it to the disciplinary teachers, which the prefects, they are supposed to report it. However, due to the prefects and students, they are friends, so they tend to not want to betray their friends. And I personally understand this because as I was once a student, and it will be how to say, it wouldn't be nice for me to betray my own friend. Therefore, it is true that these prefects, they are not upholding the integrity principle. However, as I said, it is a minor issue and it is something that we can overcome. So one of the ways for us to overcome is we could have a one-on-one talking session with these prefects. That way they wouldn't feel as embarrassed if we were to reprimand them in a public setting. And when we have this kind of one-on-one talking session and not embarrassing them, they will have more respect towards us as teachers as well. And they will more likely to understand understand us teachers and cooperate with us in the future. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. On to your next question. Are there any policies or practices in your institution, your school, that effectively promotes integrity? If so, are there areas where you think needs improvement?
I can't think of a certain policy that my school is being practiced, but in this school that I work in, San Francisco Institution, what makes us stand out more compared to the other school, I'll say is the culture, our school culture that we have, which is a more open culture. In my school or in this San Francisco institution, we teachers have a more open relationship with the students. In other words, the students are not really afraid to communicate with the teachers. And personally, I think it is a very important aspect in the educational field. Students, although students must respect the teachers, however, they should really practice a good communication and a good relationship with their teachers. This is because when a student have good relationship with their teachers, they will tend to open up more. And teachers, being teachers, they can understand the difficulties the students are facing, being in the academic aspect or outside of it. And with this good relationship the students and teachers are practicing, it would definitely boost the confidence of the students and set them up for future preparations. Yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, next question. What do you believe are the main causes of unethical behavior or corruption in the education system? And how can integrity be strengthened?
Well, one of the main causes I'll say is the lack of transparency. So certain times, maybe the higher ups in the education system, they tend to make decisions without taking account into the lower ranking officers. And when you make this kind of decisions, they, it is rather selfish, I would say, because in the educational system, we are a team. So by not including everyone in the decision-making process, you will tend to be very very unfair to the other officers, and this would really affect the students as well. Because when you have a lack of integrity, or sorry, a lack of transparency, let's take the grading system for example, it might cause favoritism and bias grading towards certain students. Maybe certain students will get a higher mark compared to another person due to a lack of transparency in the grading system. And this is very unfair towards the students who have worked hard and deserve the actual marks. As for one way we can strengthen the, one way we can overcome this issue. Am I right? Is that your question, Mr. Chin?
Yes, yes.
Okay, one way we can overcome this issue is definitely include all these school staff in the decision-making process. That way, all voices can be heard. As for the integrity among students and teachers, the students, we wish they should definitely communicate more and be more open up to each other while still maintaining a respectful relationship. Yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but is it possible if you shorten your answer for these next two questions? Because the time is, you're using a lot of time.
Okay, yes, Mr. Shin.
Okay, thank you. For your next question, how do unethical practices or breaches of integrity in schools affect students' learning and trust in the education system?
Well, when you have a educational system that has integrity issues and lack of ethical behaviors, good ethical behaviors, it will cause favoritism and very unfair towards these students. This is because um when you have all these negative aspects in the education system, the students tend to lose faith in it. Therefore, they maybe would more likely to go against the system itself, and as a result, it will produce bad results, not just in terms of academic, but in terms of character as well. Yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, on to your last question. How important is the role of a school leadership in promoting a culture of honesty and integrity? And can you share an example of leadership?
I think it's very important for a school leader to practice integrity and good ethical behavior in a school setting. So one example I can give you is my school principal, Mr. Lee. He practices good integrity by being equally fair to all teachers, regardless of their rankings, and to all students, even though Mr. Lee is a principal and the students are students. That means that even though Mr. Lee is a principal, by practicing good integrity, he's very open up to the students and communicate with them, as well as being fair to all of the students, even if they are a student with disciplinary issues or a student who has very good results. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Gan, for today's interview. Okay,
the pleasure is mine, Mr. Chin.
Okay, thank you very much. And that is all. Good evening, madam. May I have your name and your background summary, please?
Hi, good morning. I'm Mrs. Bell. I'm one of the manager at West Borneo, Sarawak. I've been 6 years in this construction industry, and I'm managing both public and private infrastructure projects.
Okay, thank you. Okay, on to your questions. In your role as a site manager, have you ever encountered situations where integrity was challenged, such as bribery? If so, how did you respond to them?
Yeah, of course. Gatla before. Some suppliers try to give hampers with ang pao during big days or Chinese New Year. But I straight tell them our company do not accept this kind of practice. If someone report, then I cannot. So how?
I see. Okay, next question. What do you believe are the main causes of unethical behavior or corruption in your industry?
Honestly, pressure lah, deadline tight, budget small. Some people take shortcut, but if got a strict boss, susah abit to do it all lah. Betul tak?
Okay, next question. Are there specific policies or monitoring practices in your company to prevent corruption?
Again, sorry, I can't hear. Again, what is that?
Are there any specific policies or monitoring practices in your company to prevent corruption?
Yeah, got lah. We use online system for payment and attendance, so kana tipu-tipu. But I think still can improve. Maybe add more random audit and protect those who report wrongdoings.
Okay, next question.
That's all.
Oh, okay. Next question. How important is leadership in setting a culture of honesty and safety on construction sites?
This very important one. If boss sendiri honest, if the boss honest by himself, the team also follow. Last time my project director reject shortcut, even though delay 1 week, but that's the real example of integrity, respect lah.
I see. Okay, on to your final question. How do unethical practices or integrity breaches affect project outcomes?
Outcome. People see news about failed project, sure say Malaysia standard lah. Malaysia standard. So to fix that, we must show transparency, share updates, and reward honest work. Slowly can tukar public view.
Okay. Is that all?
Yes. Is that all? That's all.
Okay. Thank you very much, madam. And with that, we'll be concluding this interview. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much. Bye and have a good day.
Thank you. After interviewing both our interviewees, a teacher and a construction site manager, we learned that corruption and integrity affects every field, whether it's education or construction. Even though their jobs are different, both highlighted how honesty and accountability are very important in daily work.
From the teacher's side, we learned that integrity is not just about following rules, but also about setting a good example for students. The teacher mentioned that even small dishonest acts like favoritism or ignoring misconduct can harm trust in the school environment.
From the construction site manager, she shared the construction usually happen because of pressure, like tight deadline or cost issue, but she said leadership and transparency play a big role in piloting ethical practice. When leaders show good example, the workers also follow.
Both interviewees agreed that once integrity is lost, it's very hard to earn back. They also pointed out that small act of honesty, like refusing bribes or being fair, can create a big positive change in the organization culture.
In conclusion, our group realized that corruption can happen anywhere, not just in government offices. Integrity starts from each person, doing the right thing even when no one is watching. This interview helps us see that fighting corruption is not just about law enforcement, it's also about values, education, and leadership.
And with that, this concludes our group discussion. Thank you.